called Creative Skills Camp. So it's a summer camp that my dad he was thinking about this idea, so I helped him with the planning of it. It's meant for kids 8th to 11th grade, and it'll be in Kingman, Arizona. That's where I'm from. And the point of this camp is to teach them various life skills and also provide fun activities as well, such as hiking, campfire. So we'll have different workshops where they'll learn these skills. Some of them I have up here: welding, computer programming, finance, writing, music, etc. And the point is to have these workshops to be taught by retired professionals in these fields, and also have a great internship program for college students to be assistants, and also teach the high schooler age kids and learn from that. So focusing on marketing channels, I have fun with this because I'm a marketing major. So we'll be doing promotion on social media, we'll be putting advertisement on local radio stations, and setting up booths at community fairs, and different stuff like that. So that's the rundown of this tiny overview of my idea. So, any questions? Okay, any questions?
I have a question. So you said that you wanted to have these people be retired, right? So are they gonna be paid people, or are you gonna have them be volunteers? How are you gonna recruit them?
Yes, paid. We're going to have them paid, so I have all the costs written out. And so a lot of people that we know in the community of Kingman that have like specific skills, I've talked to them, they'd be interested in something like this.
Cool. Awesome.
Anything else?
Will the kids be paying to attend?
Yes, yeah. Yeah, that's how we do it. Oh, thank you. Good question. Yeah, it's all good.
So will you be able to make enough money is this going to be your primary job, or is this just something like kind of like?
This is like a side thing, not like my full-time job. Okay, thank you.
Well, my name is Kate Berry, and I chose to do the leadership style route. And so this year I got to serve as SUSA, the student government's vice president of clubs. And what that position does is they oversee over 200 clubs on campus, and we're the liaison from the clubs to the student government, then to the administrators. And so on my team, I worked with 10 people. I had 2 club controllers, and then what are called club directors, and we managed a budget of $50,000. And so during this class, it was really cool to learn and take in a lot of the leadership philosophies and the leadership ideas or practices that a lot of these business owners have. And so these are the ones that I really try to utilize this year in my position. Building a dream team, and a lot of them talk about that just in different aspects, but for me, it was really utilizing the talents that were on my team already, and like assigning them specific tasks based on what they were good at, and then the things they weren't good at, say, hey, how can we work together and like really bring out these strengths in you guys. And so that was an awesome aspect this year I got to do. Another thing I loved that I learned from this class is we are in the people business. Like, we had a lot of initiatives that we really wanted to push through, but if the people didn't want it, if the clubs didn't want it, it wasn't going to be successful. So a huge thing for us was feedback this year. Like, once we held the event, we said, hey, how did this event go? What could we do to make it better? And like having that attitude that we're doing this all for the students really made us as a clubs branch be successful. Leadership is a behavior, not a position, and that's something I really try to instill in all my club directors this year, is wherever you go, I want you to be, like good leaders and exemplify what we want to do and our vision as you say in every aspect of your life. And then leadership for always room for growth, and we always admitted when we made mistakes and we learned from them. So any questions, comments? Thank you.
Okay, so for my business idea, I wanted to open up my own athletic training facility in Southern California. Don't have a name for it, I'm still working on it. But the purpose of this is to give children all ages, so 5 to 18, when they're going from the high school or young ages to high school, going into colleges, and even people above that are just looking for regular everyday exercise. I want to give them as much professional help as they need to be able to excel in their sport. So I want to be able to bring in, what I want to do is work with my close friend Deshaun Potts, who's currently an athlete up in Fresno State, and my trainer right now, who is Cipriano. He went to the NFL. I want to give them as many tools as possible to know that they're receiving the right type of training and also at an affordable price as well. I'll be available on weekends to provide private training for any individual that wants it. And my purpose is just to be able to have children be able to utilize their skills on and off the field to be able to go to the next level, to be able to make it to college, because that's a good way to utilize your skills and to be able to get yourself a free education as well. And that's pretty much it. Any questions, concerns?
So it's going to be kind of like the Spark program that Nike has?
Not like that in terms of what Spark is just primarily football. Since I'm a football player, that will be one of my specialties.
Yeah.
But I want to work on every sport, so there'll be basketball drills that I'll have, soccer, baseball. I want to go over every sport so that nobody's left out or segregated in that aspect.
What's your main point that's gonna be different from your competition, like the kids focus?
Well, yeah, what I'm gonna do is just, a lot of the training facilities focus on children in high school, so from like 9th grade to, like, just to get into that college place, I wanna start as young as the parents are willing to put their kids through it, be able to get those children their training as young as possible, and just at an affordable price too. A lot of other athletic facilities charge about $50 just a session, just because of the name that they have. So being a very underground, up-and-coming training facility, just want to be able to, leave my name out there for the kids. Anybody else? Any questions? Carol?
Okay, so several weeks ago, we had an amazing speaker, Amy Anderson, come to present to us. She's the one with the dream posters and the culture she created in her business. She's basically my spirit animal. She inspired me to really focus on what matters most to people. Relationships, communication, and fostering a culture that you're proud to be a part of. This is what I hope to create in my own photography business and with my clients. One of the ways I will do this is I will develop a short series of questions to ask my clients and ask them to record themselves answering them to send to me before our session so that I can get to know them. Then I'll send them a custom video back to them, and so that they will feel more comfortable in our session and they'll feel like they already know me. Then at the actual shoot, they'll feel more comfortable because they'll feel like, oh, they know me, sorry, allowing them to feel more vulnerable and to really show the real them. For the actual shooting experience, I will be directing my clients instead of posing them. Posing them often makes people look unnatural, stiff, awkward, and staged. How I'll do this is I'll do little exercises and games with my clients to make them interact with each other, and I'll just be in the background getting those magical, unposed, messy pictures. Because of this, I will be able to charge more, get more word of mouth because of my happy clients, and have a following not only of returning customers, but new friends and potential avenues of support. Thank you so much. Any questions? Oh, and these are all photos I've taken. Thank you.
I'm really excited. It's kind of been going on since last semester. So this is a picture of our prototype working on a cut. So basically the idea is there's a really big difference between a cut that you need a Band-Aid for and a cut that you need stitches for. Basically if you have a big cut, you have to go to the ER, you have to go to a doctor to get it repaired. There's not really an alternative. So this is kind of that middle ground to allow anyone to be able to fix these kind of wounds at home. It's also great in emergency rooms and family doctor practices. We're going to the Plastic Surgeons Conference for North America just at the end of the finals week to present this to a group of plastic surgeons to use in their practice. It reduces time to close the wound. It potentially minimizes scarring because you don't need to use needles or sutures at all. It's totally sutureless. And so, those three things are really valuable commodities. So we're hoping to get an actual functioning product, not just our prototype, out in the next 2 months. But so far, we have one of these on 2 individuals, 2 different people that got cuts. And we're there on day 7, and they've held up really well. They've stayed on the entire time. The healing process is fantastic so far, and so we're really pleased with the results. And we've teamed up with Jason Whitesides of Touch MD, he's on board with us and kind of orchestrating and setting us up with different physicians that he has contacts with. So we're really excited about this. Any questions? Yeah.
Does it not like fall off?
No, it doesn't. So we use medical grade adhesive by 3M. It's supposed to last for like 7 to 10 days, which is about the time a wound like this would need to heal. So yeah, it stays on really well. As you can see, we put, well, maybe you can't see that well, but there's a protective covering that we put over it. Kind of the same thing they put over IV sites just to help any bumping or anything like that. So it's really well protected. Anything else? Okay, thanks.
Well, my name is Bryce Straw, presidential ambassador here, and that's kind of what I am going to talk about is the leadership skills that I learned here and how I apply it to being an ambassador. And every single speaker that they talked about working really hard and the stick-to-itiveness of being an entrepreneur. And the picture that kept on going through my mind, I don't know if you guys have ever seen this picture before, there's a huge story behind it, it's pretty awesome. But I just picture myself as a workhorse, and that's what an entrepreneur is that it doesn't care about what they look like or what the idea is, they just keep on going forward. And how I applied that to being an ambassador is every single year we put on 7 Red Riots, which means high school students come to campus. They stay here, we do an activity, we bring in a mentalist or a comedian or something crazy like that. And this past year we did one, I was in charge of putting one on in September, and a lot of management, a lot of meetings, and a lot of communication skills. And for those 3 weeks leading up to there, I rarely worked on schoolwork, but I worked more on the Red Riot than anything else. I just worked really, really hard to get it on, and we had a fantastic attendance event. It was about 250 people, high school students, which is our cap for Red Riots. And so I thought, it doesn't matter what your idea is or anything like that, just as you work hard, you'll be successful. So, any questions?
What was your Red Riot?
Our Red Riot was carnival, and so we had like the darts, and we had the football throwing thing at the tailgates that we have, open rec night as well, and so it was fun.
So did you have the concept of the workhorse from one of the speakers, or what did you get from the class that you applied?
So just the principle of hard work and how it even went home for me. It drove home for me even more that it's really important to work hard as an entrepreneur. And so this picture was just I think that I remembered that I was introduced to it. So, yeah.
Hi, I'm Christina Hills, and I would like to start a preschool for children ages 3 to 5. My biggest marketing strategy will be through social media and promoting it through community events. Our program would focus on promoting learning through play and also just preparing kids for future learning that they will have when they enter elementary school. There's a lot of startup costs that are involved. But I'm starting this business with actually my older sister. So we're going to split these costs 50-50 so that we can get the ball rolling on that. And then what will help our business be profitable is we're going to cut down on the fixed cost of renting a center and just use the extra space in my sister's house. And then we're going to expect revenue mainly from enrollment fees and tuition fees that the students pay monthly. And that is about it. So, any questions? Yes?
What will the name of your business be?
I don't know yet. That's a good question. Still undecided.
You said learning through play, is that like a special technique?
Yeah, so that's just something that I've learned, I guess, in my education, that's the best way children learn is through their interactions and things like that. And so that's the biggest.
You should mention what your major is.
So my major is family life and human
That's
development.
important.
Yes, so I know all about that aspect, and it's nice for my sister. Her major is in finance and accounting, so she could help more with the business part of it.
And where will this be?
Salt Lake City. Anything else?
My name is Taryn Heyer, and I am starting a recreational vehicle camp trailer rental service. What our main focus will be is to rent camp trailers to people that want to get out and explore the outdoors without sleeping on the ground. Keeping wife and kids happy, having a shower, having a toilet while you're out adventuring in and around southern Utah. One thing that differentiates us from a lot of these services is that we will deliver the trailer to the campsite, set it up. All you have to do is show up, camp, do your thing, and leave. We'll come and pick it up. Right now, most people just rent it. You have to pick it up yourself, which limits a lot of people. Maybe they don't have a truck or a vehicle to move the camp trailer. Most of our advertising and market will be done through Airbnb. They've already built a platform. Why not take advantage of it? They have millions of users with only, I think, around 600,000 people I read around the world that actually list on there, while millions of users go there to find a place to stay. So you will be offering all the amenities of home without having to have a second mortgage for a vacation property. Questions, comments?
So you're gonna deliver?
Yeah.
Deliver to where?
Wherever they want to camp, whether it's Zion National Park, anywhere in southern Utah within, I don't know, 100 miles or
You're
so.
gonna have a geographical radius?
Yeah, and then as we expand and get bigger, charge them, per mile past the, whatever the radius is, so that we can cover all of Utah, southwestern United States anytime.
I am in the process of becoming a LuLaRoe consultant. Normally I don't fall prey to like the makeup or the greens things, but LuLaRoe got me. They're it's a really good quality clothing company. Soon to be me, vary from all kinds of things, from dresses to shawls. This is an outfit, skirts. Many people have heard of the super buttery soft leggings. My plan as a consultant, I'll be pairing up with my mom and my aunt because we already have a whole wardrobe. We thought we might as well start selling it. And the startup cost to have an inventory of around 200 pieces, which is about average for a beginning consultant, will be around $3,500. It's kind of pricey, but the profit margins from what we pay for it and what we sell for it are quite nice. So we'll go from there. LuLaRoe has their own system set up on how they require their consultants to advertise and do things like that, and it's through Facebook, which can kind of be annoying. But I've watched other consultants, and my plan is to have an open business page to go from there, and then invite people to my private one where they can shop, because that's how you have to do it. Once I pay for the clothes from LuLaRoe, it's mine. That's what my business comes in, is that I pay LuLaRoe directly, and then the clothes are mine, and I get to do with them as I please. Follow.
How do you spell that?
LuLaRoe. Any questions?
How much do they sell those clothes for? So let's say that those leggings right there.
So
How
leggings,
much do you buy them for?
so I paid $12 for a pair of leggings, and we sell them for $25. And that price is set by LuLaRoe. You have to sell it for at least $25. You can't go any lower to represent the quality and things of their leggings, of clothes, all of them. And there's I have to go back. If you have any questions, want to see any girls, probably. There is men's lines, but I don't have it. So, sorry.
Are you gonna do men's line?
Yeah, I will. So that's it. When you begin, it's just like any other business. You kind of have to work up to it. So yeah, I'll get men's eventually.
Business that I've been working on with one of my really good friends, and it's just a party catering, decorating business. And these pictures, we didn't do this picture up in the corner, I just added that because it was really nice looking. That's kind of like our vision or goal of what we like to do. And these other pictures are like my sister-in-law's baby shower and my nephew's birthday. So we're just kind of doing smaller scale events right now. like birthday parties, showers, that kind of stuff. If everything goes well and it's successful, we might expand and do larger events like weddings and full catering, full meals maybe, just depending on how well everything goes. But for now, it's just smaller, mostly baked goods, and the decorations on the tables and everything, all it just fits together with the theme of the party or the event. And yeah, I think that's it. Is there any questions?
What's an example of your price range for like different events?
So that's something we're still kind of working on. But for like these events, since they were just kind of family stuff, we haven't really gone beyond, like we haven't really actually started. We don't even have like a name for our business yet. So we've just kind of done like family stuff. And so far we've just had them, like we just kept our receipts from all the ingredients and stuff that we've bought, and they just kind of reimbursed us. But maybe like these ones have been really small, so they haven't been very much, like $100 for those. But depending on how big or how many people they were catering to, it would go up from there. So, yeah. Any other questions?
And basically what I'll be doing with my business idea is going to be a website. I'm actually from Hawaii, and my dad is kind of like a manager, and he's involved in the sales department of a charter fishing company. Currently, the company outsources like the online bookings to someone on the mainland, kind of just like an online broker who doesn't necessarily represent the company. He just has like kind of a general website. My dad's been with the company for a while, so kind of him and the owner have a really good relationship. And the owner's told him several times that if he creates his own online website, the owner will phase out the online broker, and all of that business will kind of go to him. My dad's kind of old. He's not really into technology. He doesn't want to create the website himself. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use WordPress and link it up with PayPal and create the website. And once I have it all set up and the owner's phased out the online broker, what I'll do is I'll hand it off to my dad and just kind of show him how to run it. So I'll kind of be the initial person, and then I'll be handing off the business to him. And then as far as the money goes, probably I'll get a percentage of the money, or if not, it's family, so it doesn't necessarily matter how the money gets split up. Any questions?
Leadership route on this. And something that I really appreciated that a couple of the speakers that came in, that what they mentioned was just that you don't have to be ready right now to be an entrepreneur. You can work your way up to that. And I appreciated that just because yeah, that was stressful. Another thing that really stood out to me that I have looked for, because someone else has pointed it out, just like someone I look up to has pointed out how to become successful, and he just said that you have to have mentors. And so I was looking for that in the speakers' speeches, and every single one of them has mentioned or hinted to having a mentor. And I have like one mentor that I just kind of look up to. But something that I realized that all the speakers looked up to in what they look for in a mentor is that they're all hardworking, and they all have, they're very goal-driven, and they just do what they have fun with, what brings them joy. And something that they've said a lot that I personally struggle a lot with is time management. And so that's something that I've been working on this semester, just to be able to manage my time better, so that I can reach up more, like become more like them. Yeah.
Who's been your favorite speaker in this semester?
I don't remember his name, but I really like that Black Diamond guy. He's cool. Yes.
Why?
I like how enthusiastic he was. He was super excited about what he did. I mean, he was very engaging, and he was confident also in his business and himself.
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the future of weddings. My name is Sarah Kensler. I am a cosmetologist, and I am obsessed with weddings. I have done about 7 weddings, and 2 of which are on the screen. And all these weddings have been either doing their hair and makeup in their mom's kitchen with like a ton of kids running around, and moms and mother-in-laws are coming up and saying, what do we want to do with this? How do we want to do this? And the bride is stressed. And I don't want this for these brides. I want them to be able to have an experience starting in the morning where they can just breathe and enjoy the experience of the happiest day of their life. And I have a trailer right now that I want to create a space where these brides, I can travel to wherever they're getting married at, whether they're getting married in the mountains, or they're getting married at a very pretty wedding venue area where I can come park this trailer. They come out of their house or their apartment or wherever they're staying at, and they come to this trailer and away from the world, where they can be just them. And my trailer right now currently, the back of it folds down, so I want to be able to get their hair and their makeup ready, and then close the curtain, have everybody go out, and then put down this trailer so they can come out and walk down this red carpet and have a very special moment for these brides. So when you go to say I do to royal weddings too. Thank you. Any questions for me?
So when you said trailer,
Yes.
describe the trailer for us.
Okay, so it is a 2-wheeled trailer, and you have the 4 walls, I guess, and the back comes down, and then there's a door that opens up on the side of the trailer that you can walk in. So it'd have to be pulled by either a large SUV or a truck. So it's
covered.
Yeah, it's a covered one. Yeah.
Nice inside.
Yeah, it's actually gutted right now, and so you have to put in electricity and mirrors and probably a window in there as well. So yeah. Any other questions?
So how do you do electricity? In the generator? There's a noise.
Thank you.
Investing or whatever. All right, cool. Okay, so today I'm going to try to show you guys how to make some money through real estate. Or I'm going to try to show you how it's kind of run like a business, I guess. All right, so basically my project that I did was I found some blueprints, and when it comes, there's a lot that kind of goes into it, but I'll try to make it into 90 seconds. All right, so you can buy blueprints, you can make blueprints, whatever, you can pay a guy to make some for you. And so basically the ones that I got, it was 1,500 square foot fourplex. And so just jumping on the cost, it kind of depends on where you're at. And I went with Cedar City just because it's would relate to you guys, and it's kind of nice, cool because you can rent to students or individual like families. So at 1,500 square feet, it generally would cost you about $150 per square foot. And that'll basically be your startup costs. That along with purchasing land, that comes out to be about $266,000. Now it kind of sounds like a lot, but if you have a good line of credit and a stream of income, you can generally qualify for it. And then so our costs come out to $260,000 approximately per month. That comes down to about $1,800 a month, totaling $651,000 in 30 years. That's generally how long your loan's going to be. I'm going to go a little bit over, so it costs me up front. So let's talk about revenue. This is where you're going to make your money. In Cedar City, I was looking. You can charge about $600 a month for a 2-bedroom place, and about for a 3-bedroom it's $1,100. Or you can rent to individual students, but that might be a little more weird for you guys. You might not want to do that, or you might, I don't know. And that's about $350 per room. There's 10 rooms in this place. So our total revenue is $3,400 a month. So remember, our cost was $1,800 revenue, $3,400. That's like 50% return on investment right there. So the total cost at the end of 30 years, and this is also not counting rent increase and appreciation of your property. So without regarding that, or however that goes, you're going to make about $1.2 million in 30 years. It's going to cost you about $651,000. So if you guys like that, awesome, you can go with it. If not, don't do it. Any questions?
Did you account for interest?
Interest on the loan? Yeah, so when I say costs, I'm including everything. That's,
So the 266K includes your.
the 266 is the startup. That's 651 at the end of 30 years. Is everything from vacancies to mowing the lawn, whatever. Any other questions? What's up?
Okay, so is it like an actual real estate business that you're doing and they're competing with other real estate like
So you
agencies?
could turn it into a business, or you could just use this as an investment. That's why it's kind of hard for me to like show you guys how this is a business in itself, because you can have an LLC, which I would actually prefer or suggest you do it through an LLC. You don't do it under your own credit, just in case if you lose it or something, you can just walk away and start again.
So that's why if you had a slide with your figures on it, it would save you a lot of time.
Okay. Yeah.
To try, you know.
All right. Any other questions? Now's the time to ask before I take off.
Alright, my name is Brandon Mahoney, and I'm going to do a leadership principle that I've learned here in class. All of the entrepreneurs that have come in have spoken about vulnerability and being okay with failure. So this is a book that I read about vulnerability and failing. It's called Daring Greatly by Brené Brown. I'm going to start with a quote. "It is not the critic who counts, not the man who points out how the strong man stumbles, or where the doer of deeds could have done them better. The credit belongs to the man who is actually in the arena, whose face is marred by blood and sweat and dust, who strives valiantly, who errs, who comes short again and again, because there is no effort without error and shortcoming, but who does actually strive to do the deeds, who knows the great enthusiasms, the great devotions, who spends himself in a worthy cause, what is best, knows in the end the triumph of high achievement, and who at the worst, if he fails, at least fails while daring greatly." So a lot of these entrepreneurs have come in, they've told us about their incredible successes, but they've also told us about their horrible failures. And so going along with that, along with this quote, it's really important for us to decide who we want to be right now. If we want to be the people, watching the people in the arena, pointing at them, criticizing them, or whether we want to be in the arena and daring greatly.
Okay, who's the quote by?
It is by Teddy Roosevelt.
Teddy Roosevelt.
Yep, that's right. Any questions? Thank you.
In today's world, I think we still have a problem where a lot of people don't necessarily know what they're doing, or they just sort of do the same workout at the gym and get kind of bored. So my business's idea is a website that specializes in different fitness categories, so weight loss, or strength training, or maybe eccentric workouts, or different things like that. And it'll be run sort of similar to Wikipedia, where you can then have users upload different videos just because they like fitness and they want to share that with others, and then people can go and watch them, and then rate them, and then the videos will start to show by most popular and least popular and different things like that. And then revenue will be made eventually off of the website getting enough popularity to where you can start advertising or just by donations. So that's my business idea. Any questions?
So, who's going to provide the content for the website?
So again, it'll just be just random people, just whoever likes fitness, I guess. And a lot
So
of
it's
that
kind of like a
will come from
Wikipedia type thing, everybody can do
Yeah, so whoever wants to contribute can, and kind of go from there.
And who will develop the website?
So it would be me and then a few of my friends would sort of work on the website. And that could cost anywhere from $5,000 to however much you want to put into making a website super nice.
Alright, so with population growing here in Cedar, I really thought of something more that this place needed. Coming from Las Vegas, you know, we had everything. So I didn't think much of it until I came here. I really wanted to open up a laser tag recreational center. So there's only a bowling alley here mostly, and then everything else is outdoors. And with the population growing, there's going to be people that don't really like outdoor stuff and don't want to be forced out of the city just because they're not going to have any fun. So with this, I'm pretty sure it'd be a big hit. A lot of customers would come, a lot of people would come just to pay and have fun. And not only that, not only just to be available for anything, we could hold like monthly tournaments where it could be every weekend, And so you can bring out a team and you can go out and have your name there and have like a trophy just displayed out just to say you won. And with FA cheese would be huge. Every Monday, every customer is just amazing. And we would charge around $8 per like 30 minutes game, right? And then with $12, you would either have a choice of 1 hour with anybody you want, or 2 games of 30-minute sessions, so it's 2 games. And that would be the difference in the price. That's it.
What about your costs?
Costs, yeah. So the building we were looking at was in the, I don't know if you guys seen it, but it's the old theater at the Main Street area. And it costs $500,000. I mean, that's crazy. But that would be the perfect spot because it has two big theaters that it had inside. And we can definitely make it work with that. And the equipment would be really cheap with like $5,000 a piece, just the guns and the vests and the obstacle courses you need. So it'd be around like $510,000 start up. No more? Yes? No? We're good?
The business idea that I've kind of come up with is about a tri-county hardware store. I'm from a very small community where, just like everywhere else in America, it's starting to grow. And one town in the county that I'm from, they have about 17 homes being built right now, just from people from California. And the nearest hardware store to them is in Richfield, which is about an hour's drive. And so my brother and I are kind of starting a business where they can come to this hardware store in Lowell, Utah, and be able to get those supplies and not have to drive so far. And the counties that we would be servicing would be Wayne County, Emory, Paiute, and parts of San Juan. And the startup costs that we're going to have, to begin with, we're just going to kind of have lumber from the local lumber yards, and also fencing for the farmers in the area. And to stock the store with these materials, it'll cost about $224,000. And our monthly gross of income will be about $4,500 per month. And so we'll be able to pay off that loan of the initial $225,000 within 15 years. And from that, because we're always going to have fences being built from the farmers, and houses always being built in those three counties and parts of one. And so it'll kind of limit the travel cost for a lot of those people, because some of these contractors have to drive upwards of 5 hours to get their supplies. And it really costs them and the homeowner a lot of money. Any questions?
I'm Cedric Young, and my business idea is to open up a vape shop where I sell like juices and modifications. And I want to do that because it's a pretty emerging market, going more of a electronic, like smoking of tobacco versus like old school like cigars and cigarettes. And also, it's a very profitable market because like the wholesale price is like $1 for the juice, where if you buy it at a store, it's like 15, 20. So it's pretty big margins there. And what's going to make me different is I'm going to make it more friendly, because people can be scared coming in. It's different. And then finally, my marketing scheme is going to be online, because that's kind of my target market, is more younger people. And that's it. Any questions?
Location?
Not sure yet.
Because that's a challenge with vape shops, is that they've got a lot of cities doing ordinances restricting vape shops from near schools.
Yeah. Not sure yet. Where's the best? That's it.
Place on an SUV or truck where this part goes, the hitch. I see a lot of empty hitches. I actually sat outside of a Walmart and counted something around like 70% of the hitches are just not being used. And if you do buy a hitch insert, pretty much the only two things you can get are one of these or a cargo rack. So my idea was to put a barbecue on basically a cargo rack, where you can have your propane and cast iron stuff all right there. And then I also have you can do a hitch insert with just a bench. So imagine pulling up some grass and watching some fireworks, just getting out of your car in the middle of the night, and just being able to go sit on a bench with your family. You can seat 4 or 5. And then I have a bear box for camping and stuff. I have a lot of friends who go outdoors with their Subarus and trucks, and I think they would really find good use of this. It's pretty cheap to start up. I can do most of the work in my backyard and make them one at a time. That's what I'm going to start doing. So that's my idea, and I mean, if it goes somewhere, I'll start by selling it to friends. I'm sure I have some friends that would buy one of those. I see people spend $1,000 on rims that don't really do anything, so I'm sure they can find some use of these things. So if it takes off from there and I start getting orders, I think Sportsman's and U-Haul would be a perfect place to market this. Any questions?
One of the downsides of the approach you're going to take, as soon as you build the very first one and sell it, the time starts when you have to protect your
patent. And I've looked at that. That will probably be the most expensive part of it, around 10 grand, and that will be my most expensive cost. So I'll get on that. And
I'm a senior. I can now say that I have forgotten a final once in my career, so I apologize for being late. I heard 250. I didn't hear the 250. So that's
my fault. Because I did say 250. I had it right in syllabus. I had it right in Canvas, but I messed it up. So if you're going to miss one and come in late, I can't penalize you for that.
So sometimes it's luck, right?
Yep. Okay, go.
So my idea, I was snowboarding over winter break and was looking at Bryan Head on one of their ski towers. They had a sign that said, basically dispose of your trash in the receptacle at the top. And I thought it was interesting and wondered, well, they are putting those signs up, why couldn't you use that same space to advertise? So I started looking into it, spoke with Lane Tucker and Ron Burgess, both at Eagle Point and Bryan Head. And they're both interested. Turns out that Bryan Head has been using their lift towers to advertise for about 12 years. But they've gone through multiple different companies. They haven't really been happy with any of them. It's always been kind of a weird process for them. And so as I continue to work with them, it sounds like right now the best option is these front mounts. They're fairly small, but the ski resorts would increase their revenue line a little bit, but we might rent those for $50 or $100 a piece, and then be able to sell those advertising spots anywhere from about $500 to $1,500 a spot, depending on how busy the resort and the run is. So that's what we're working towards, the captive audience. They're stuck on a lift. There's hundreds of ski resorts, and so this is what we're running with. Cool.
Any questions?
Yeah, I have a question. Has there been any negative feedback? I feel like we're just getting bombarded with ads. People out at the ski resort kind of are going away, they're trying to be outdoors, trying to recreate. There's just another place for an ad. Have you had any negative feedback or received any?
Definitely. There's a lot of people that aren't super excited about this. At the same time, they're going to find every way that they can advertise. They're already advertising on their trail maps. They're advertising on some of the named runs throughout the ski resorts. Bigger resorts that have gondolas are already wrapping those. You see it in the actual ski lodge. So it's already there. These are fairly minimalistic. It's not a big billboard. It's as wide as the pole is, and the hope is that they are relevant. So you're looking at apparel, equipment, things that the skiers and boarders will actually find relevant, and then making them entertaining so that they seem less of an advertisement and something that you can laugh at. Coke has tried this in Canada and New Zealand, and they'll actually give out 100 free Cokes every day to the first 100 people that text in So there's some options that way that can make it a little more interactive and less intrusive, but certainly so. The other challenge with that is the Forest Service does not allow exterior advertising on our land. If it's interior, so inside a building, or in this case, they count the inside of the chair as interior space. So you can actually advertise if it's facing the inside and not seen from the outside. So at this point, the ski towers are limited to private land. So Eagle Point is all private, and then Bryan Head has a little bit of mixture, and there's some other resorts. But yeah, and the Forest Service has made that because of that, trying to protect those lands. Great question. Any others? Thank you.
So many business ideas gave me some feeling, and some speaker, they really outgoing and friendly, and I have some interesting feel. And my business idea this semester is network marketing. So in today, network marketing is more famous than the store and any other company. First, the network marketing is not cost of the rent venue. Then the net marketing should be more convenient to promote and other fee. And every user can be my ad. They use my products very well, and then they can tell others. And so the people is my ID. So sometimes this web advertising is more useful and cheaper. And I think I will more focus my products safety. I have to make sure my products also.
That's right on. 90 seconds.
Just finish your sentence.
Okay. So I will different all the other age groups. And this week can help me face different age groups. What do they need? And thinking about what do I want. And this is face from what I forgot which speaker. So use my opening to think what do others want is more easier to help me get others. They need the idea and can help me help my company be better.
So do you have the skills to do this?
You know,
Do you have network capability? I mean, do you know how to do network programming and stuff like that?
Yeah.